Although every screen has its own video and audio tutorial, and we encourage you to make sure that you watch them, study them, and learn more about the software. But here we just want to emphasize on the fact that before you start your sales process, you need to familiarize yourself with what's available to you. So once you have a deal such as the one I have here as a pending deal, and you learn all about these functionalities, the buttons that appears, and each one of them plays a role as far as what they can do to help you structure a sale, or the areas on the summary of the profits and finance charges and other things, then again, please study each screen, each field, and understand better about it. Do understand that how you can pull credit. Do understand that when you pull a credit, all these areas that have a small asterisk must be filled out before you can click run credit and pull a credit. Otherwise, you may see that nothing happens when you click on a run credit. Do understand that information that is entered, they can be verified for you, such as the street view of the house, such as ability to text, ability to validate email and send email. If you want to know how to send the email from the program, please make sure that you study this information in defaults and how you set up your accounts. Do understand the fact that how you add buyers, co-buyers, co-signers, how you can actually look at the debt-to-income ratio for customers even if you pull credit. Study the fact that under F&I, how you can go ahead and add your insurance information, how you can add your doc fees, due bills, and other things. Do pay attention to the fact that on book values, you can either load the same vehicle that you are working in the deal, such as load the vehicle or any other vehicle from your inventory. How you can get MMR, Kelley Blue Book, and NADA and other information on them. How you can see the basic information on the vehicle that you're selling. This will minimize the need for you to go to inventory to see the basic info. And most importantly, prepare your contracts before you actually start utilizing the software. There are some alerts will come up that will let you know if there's something is out of order for you to pay attention to. But again, we have a complete tutorial over here for how to set this up. But basically the goal is for you to have design and customized buttons for the type of needs that you have. Some people may say, I want a group of contracts for cash sales. I want one for finance sales. Some documents I only need them occasionally, and on the right hand side we call it other contracts. Learn how you can actually create a button, give it a name, whatever you want it to be. You understand that you can actually do a right click and edit and design what you want in each category, in each button that you're adding. There are a group of contracts here that you can basically go in and out of them, and each one of them you can click on preview contract and actually study it. If you have any questions, let us know. We are trying to maximize the usage of laser forms and minimize the dot metrics. In fact, maybe within a year and a half, the normal forms will no longer be available because most people are shying away from it. So we do have laser contract in law as well as Walters Collards, if for some of you that you may be interested in it. So the key is to prepare yourself, understand the sales process, have the forms ready, how you can send deals to Route 1 for your banks, and many other needs that you may have, including doc management system, as well as having the ability to have a Spanish version of some of these forms. And what are these forms? What are in them? There are a lot of lawyers involved that trying to make sure that the verbiage that is to be used in these forms are proper and most effective to help you avoid any pitfalls, God forbid, if you happen to be finding yourself in some sort of a legal dispute with your customers. Also be aware that saving deals have many steps. The first step is pending, which means you just work in a deal. Once that's saved as pending, the second step would be trip, which means customers took the vehicle. And once the deals are tripped, we are making sure that you have certain information that's necessary before you have saved your deal as a trip status. So this eventually will help you to make sure these are preset before you try to save them. But in this case, I have not decided who the finance company for this deal would be. Therefore, I can just go in here, and if I'm not sure who will finance it, I will pick something like in for finance, which means I will determine later who the finance company will be. If I were to resave it again as trip, for instance, in the state of California, an ROS is required. So I can just basically come back here, add the next ROS number that I have. I would try to attempt to resave it again as trip, and now everything was in order, and it would allow me to put in trip. Now you have certain new buttons will appear, such as I want to go to accounting and post the payments as an example for the down payment that I have, or I want to see the customer balance, what they owe me. So sometimes every phase of the deal and saving, it may add on more functionalities to the software and shortcuts, so you don't have to spend a lot of time searching for things. And once you have this deal financed and you are receiving your money, we suggest that you save it this time as a final sale, so you can basically go to recap, and that's the only time you will see your recap, and process your commissions if you're paying percentages and that sort of things. So also be aware that once these deals are saved, you actually went ahead and recorded a lot of accounting transaction by simply saving the deal. All your payables, all your receivables for sales tax, for DMV, for down payments, deferred participations, doc fees, everything that was attached to this sales service contract, if it was system generated or GAAP for that matter, and all these will hit the accounting. So we just want to remind you that every action, there are some actionable transactions and consequences that will appear based on what you have done. Also do remember that all the changes that you make into the deals are logged. So therefore, if something changed that shouldn't have changed, it adds some tools for management to use and find out where the mistakes are made or where the intentions were created in order for them to react to. This is part of the sales process that you need to be aware of.